So, jumping back into KAIJU number 8, chapter 71, and continuing chapter 72, it has been a wild ride. And before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe button. Also, leave a comment down in the comment section because your feedback is highly appreciated, and that way I can make better videos. But anyways, back to the video. So now that we're in chapter 71, and picking back up where we left off at, Narumi is clearing the entire area, which has Toku pretty stressed out because he sees that they're about to get ambushed, and he's telling everybody to go back up, General Narumi, but they're telling him at this moment, he doesn't really need our help. He's a Daikaiju in human form right now, and he is literally the most dangerous thing in the area at the moment. And for those who still may be new to this series, a Daikaiju is pretty much like a Super Saiyan or like a, let's say, hypersonic. They're pretty much the gods of the kaiju. Like they're top notch, bro. Or like Ultra Instinct. Yeah, I could put it like that. They are in a league of their own and damn near indestructible and unstoppable if you don't have the right gear to stop them with, which is another stronger kaiju. With that being the numbers users, or at least it was, because now number 9 is making his move, and his generals seem to be the top dogs around at the moment. We haven't seen a clash between the generals of KAIJU number 9 and the defense force, but it's coming, trust me, when I do the later reviews. So Narumi, as you can see, he's fully in tune with his weapon, which is numbers weapon number 1. That means he can output it to its max and do the most damage by himself. He has the power of a Daikaiju, which is pretty much a god kaiju in humanoid form. Think of it like Super Saiyan form, or also like in Demon Slayer, the breathing style. They can utilize all that power, but instead of it just being a burst of energy, they can continue to do it. There's no limit to how far they can go unless they get killed or they just burn themselves out. That's their only limit. In addition to their limit, right now they're having a bit of an issue sending reinforcement to the other fractures because the kaiju have literally wedged like themselves in between the cities. So even if you send backup troops, you're going to be sending them to their deaths. And that's what they're talking about right now on the radio, because they were planning on sending back up to the other districts, but the kaiju, the big ones, are really there in the middle. So like I said earlier, sitting them there would be a bloodbath. So now they're trying to figure out ways to get around that, because KAIJU number 9 has strategically put them in places where he knows they're going to need reinforcements and know that they can't get to them. So now they're trying to regroup and re-strategize of how they're going to get people to the other areas that they need them to and save KAIJU number 8 as their ace card, because right now he's kind of incognito from the scene as he should be, and they just realized, they can't afford to let the Himeji castle get messed up because it just got repaired, and then the defense force doesn't want to have to pay to get that rebuilt again. And another thing that they've just realized is it's not just in Hyogo or Sendai. This is going on simultaneously nationwide. So KAIJU number 9 is planting his seeds everywhere to have this chaotic destruction go on all at the same time everywhere, because at first they figured, okay, if this is in just one part of the prefectures, we can handle that too easy. But with it going on simultaneously, they don't have enough people to send there, because over the years, I'm guessing we know a lot of the kaiju fighters or the defense force people have been killed. Fighting kaiju is not an easy job. So now they're really having this, not calamity, but this troublesome issue. And then on top of that, they don't even know about the generals yet, because when that happens, that's just going to be a whole new can of worms that I'm not sure that they're all ready for, at least not yet anyway. And with KAIJU number 9 playing chess, not checkers, things are about to get a whole lot more dangerous. And just on the radio, Captain Narumi and Vice Captain Hisagawa, they get a battle report that there are 3 areas currently under siege, and that's not good at all, because those are very important areas: the National Diet area, the Chofu Airport, and the Izumi Junction. And the generals haven't even attacked it. That's the crazier part. The problem is there are kaiju there with a fortitude of 7.0, and there are way too many of them, and they're starting to overwhelm the defense force. So now everybody's trying to figure out, well, what do we do? And Narumi, of course, being Narumi, he's like, we do what we've always done. We kick their ass. That's what we do best. We destroy the kaiju, we handle work, and we get business done. And now it's come to the point that they have to release their secret weapon from a machine that they haven't used since Kikaru's mother was alive. And of course, you all know what that secret weapon is. Weapon number 4, aka Kikaru Shinomoya. And if it wasn't that clear before, well, I just made it clear for you now. Now that she's mastered her mother's previously old suit, it's time for her to show what she can actually do. And I'm not gonna lie, she looks pretty clean with it, especially with that giant battle axe that she has. But the question is, can she release all the power of the suit? without getting herself killed, because now that the generals have been released, we're gonna see just how strong Kikaru really is. Like, I don't know about you guys, but this look of Kikaru, her still picture, and just the look in her eyes is determination. And I know it won't be animated till probably about 2025 maybe. Hopefully it doesn't take that long, but hey, you know how things go. That's gonna be one of the best shots to animate in a long time, and I can't wait to see it. But meanwhile, as we jump to chapter 71, we get a map of what's going on in Japan right now with the whole Kaiju situation, because they're hitting direct points, and I'm not talking about just random spots. They're hitting spots that they know that would weaken the defense force and their capabilities to like respond back, like power plants, all that stuff, which is pretty much what anybody does when they're trying to take down a whole country, which is pretty smart in the kaiju. I like how they figured that out. But I also like how in the mangas now, I noticed it with the Black Clover, when they restart a chapter, they go back to like the previous episode or whatever that we left off at, and then they jump into a continuation of the episode or the manga. I like that. I haven't really seen that in a lot of mangas, but I noticed it in Black Clover and Kaiju number 8. So we pick back up with Kikaru leaving the launch pad, in which she gives the countdown and she takes off, and she's in the air going at least Mach 2. At least that's what it looks like. And they say she's the only numbers user, which is number 4, to be able to fly, and at high speeds at that, which is kind of unique. And you think about how long as the kaiju have been around and the Kaiju, you would think there would have been more flying types, but apparently, I guess because you know how they wrote it, she's the special one, so she gets the flying suit. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining because it looks good on her, but it's kind of like, you telling me after all the kaiju, there's only been one capable of flight like that? I mean, I guess give or take or whatever, but I mean, it fits the story, it fits her, so I'm going to go with it. And interesting enough, when Kikaru inherits this number 4 weapon suit, I like how they noted that there's a reason why Hikari boasted the highest kill count among kaiju, and it's because she was able to fly and hit them at high speeds, in which in the next panel, it shows everybody sitting there, you know, shooting at this kaiju, and they realize, oh, she's coming, so they have to evacuate the area. And when she drops in, bro, she drops in like a sonic bomb. I mean, that kaiju didn't even see it coming. She decimates his entire body with so much force that he implodes on impact. That's how fast. So now, like I said earlier, it makes sense why she had the highest kill count, because she was just flying around, dive bombing kaiju and just taking them out like it was nothing. In which that speed comes in handy when you're in a rush, when you don't have time to combat everybody on the ground. So, of course, being faster than sound itself, that is a real nifty move when you have to clear out an entire area and then get to the next spot to rescue people or rescue your comrades. And when she's doing it, which the force that she's doing it is causing everybody to have to leave the area, which I like that because it shows the sense of urgency. And the way she's slaying these kaiju, it's real brutal, but it's like, hey, they're gonna kill them regardless because that's what they have to do. And the way she's doing it though, it's so gruesome. You see the guts, you see everything coming out, which I kind of like it because we need that in manga. We need it unfiltered, unhinged, just straight. What's what I'm looking for? Gritty, yeah. Gritty type of manga, and I like it. And everyone is in shock because they're amazed at how good Kikaru is. And the lieutenant is amazed because she's doing well. Not as good as her mother, but she's getting there though. And while everyone's making sure their bases are covered, such as Mia is making sure the groundwork is covered because she has that giant ass gun and she's taking out kaiju from like 50 kilometers away. Like literally, have you seen the size of that gun? She's putting in work. But that's not even a threshold of what's about to happen. The last one to be released from his container, or just, you know, from the breach, would be Shishiro. And if you remember, his weapon was weapon number 10, the most recent kaiju made into a weapon. And they're kind of the laughing stock because they tend to argue a lot during their sessions, you know. Sorry about that, I have a car close to my window, so yeah. But anyway, so yeah, it's gonna be nice to see what's happening. And I know I'm behind because I've been busy with life and I have to catch up to like the recent chapter that's about to come out in like the next few days. So trust me, I'm about to make a whole collage of what's been going on. So if you're behind in Kaiju number 8 like me, don't worry, I'm gonna get everybody caught up and I'm gonna catch up and be more descriptive. But when I make chapter number 73, I might add 73 through 76 in there. That way everyone can see what's really been going on. And that way you can see what I'm talking about with Shishiro and Kaiju number, I think, yeah, Kaiju number 10. Well, what is it, 10? Weapon number 10? Whatever, you know what I mean. But we're going to see what it's like with them too. Because they argue, and it's kind of like, you know, Kurobawa and Yusuke, if I can compare it like that. That's how they get along. And it's pretty funny. Even when things are looking bleak, they still manage to argue and get the job done. So yeah, we're going to cover all that. And my bad for being so long with these videos, because I'm like 2 months overdue, like way overdue, bro. There's so much to catch up on with Jujutsu Kaisen, Kaiju no.8, like it's going to be crazy. But that's it for this video. Stick around for the next one. And like I said, I'm going to do better descriptive because I kind of had to rush through this one so I can get to the next ones. But with that said, that like and subscribe button. That way you can be notified anytime I upload. And if you like what you see, like I said, hit the like button. Appreciate you. Much love. Easy anime vibes out.